Welcome back to the Phronesis Perspective. I'm Matt Ackerman. I'm joined today, as always, by Richard Osman. Now, Rich, today we were really excited to get to discuss leading economic indicators. Now, why did you want to discuss this topic today?
Matt, I just thought it was important not only for my clients, but for everyone to understand that a review of these indicators is what helps guide our investment strategy at Phronesis.
So, Richard, before we get into how you use the leading indicators for your investment strategies, can you explain to me what an economic leading indicator is?
Well, absolutely. A leading economic indicator is just a measurable set of data that may help to forecast future economic activity. Leading indicators are normally used to help predict changes in the economy before the economy begins to shift.
That's really interesting. Can you give us some examples of some leading economic indicators?
Yeah, there are many different potential leading indicators. They include things like purchasing managers index, durable good orders, the consumer confidence index, jobless claims, yield curve, wage growth, profit margin, money supply, truck shipments, housing permits, and many, many others.
Now, how are these indicators helpful for you?
Matt, first you need to understand if your indicator is a leading indicator or a lagging indicator. From the name itself, leading indicators are there to help predict the future, whereas lagging indicators are used to confirm past economic change or financial market patterns. In terms of leading indicators, we look at the set of data to see if it's on a positive trend, a neutral trend, or a negative trend. And because not one indicator is 100% accurate, we normally use multiple indicators to help us try to predict future economic growth and or market patterns.
Okay, I'm following. I get it. Are there any examples you could share?
Well, sure. An example is the Purchasing Managers Index, which is usually used to reflect trends in the manufacturing and service sectors. This index can be useful to signal growth in the nation's gross domestic product that's based on the demand for materials from corporations. Housing permits is another, and it helps show the demand for new homes. Profit margins will help us understand how net income may be affected. Jobless claims help us to understand and predict future consumer demand. Now, again, any one of these indicators by themselves may not be an extremely useful, but when taken collectively, they can usually tell us or help us predict a future outcome. It's important to note that, not these indicators are not foolproof, but they do help guide money managers and investors.
Okay. So, Richard, can you explain how this helps to benefit those money managers and ultimately investors?
If all the economic indicators are showing a downward trend for gross domestic product with the potential for high inflation, then we would expect the economy to contract. And as such, we would be more cautious with our stock and or equity investing. If, however, the opposite was true and that we saw the potential for growth in the indicators, we most likely would be buyers of equities and stock positions. Economic indicators, Matt, are just another tool in our toolbox that we use to help us determine where we believe the economy and or stock market might be heading.
Richard, so many amazing tools in that toolbox for you. And it's such an insight for me to get to learn from you. Thanks so much for explaining what leading economic indicators do and how your team at Phronesis uses them. I'm Matt Ackerman. This has been another great edition of the Phronesis Perspective. I'm here with, of course, as always, my good friend, Richard Osman. Rich, thank you again for joining us. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and don't forget to give us a like. And of course, Richard and his team are always happy to answer any questions you may have. So feel free to reach out at his offices there in Severna Park, Maryland. For the Phronesis Perspective, I'm Matt Ackerman. He's Richard Osman. Have a great day.